Good evening, guys, and we have brought you the first episode of a multi-series season. Okay, multi-season series, I guess, because I'm not the Netflix kind, so I have a little problem segregating the series from the seasons. But my friend here, in fact, one of our 2019 graduates, 2020, I guess, who cares? Because
20, yeah,
each
20 it was.
each member of Kit is forever ours, whether it is this decade or that year or something like that. Meet Faizan, and he is from a very reputed company where he is presently working, and he has joined us to just chat away about the placement blues and multiple other things that are intriguing your thinking these days, right? So it's going to be a fun session, not longer than 10 to 15 minutes maybe. We haven't yet calculated what we are going to chat, etc. So let's go ahead with it and ask Faizan certain questions and see how he responds to them, and what tips and tricks does he have for you. Why am I so worked up about tips and tricks? Because that word does not cover everything that we need. We just don't need tips and tricks. We need an assurance.
Right.
We need some kind of a calming down, like ठीक हो जाएगा, सब कुछ तो ठीक नहीं होगा. That's a blunder, that's a distraction. कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा and you will be able to manage life. So let us begin the discussion by asking Faiz, how many companies you tried for and how you got to this position and how your CGPA was, etc. Just give me a 2-minute roundup about your academics to internship to PPO journey.
Yeah. So I started my journey in 2016, as I said, and I was selected in computer science and engineering because I had a good rank in Kitty, and that just doesn't tell that I was a very good student. But until 2020, I got a CGPA. So this year I ended up my uh, BTech graduation with a CGPA of 9.4. And in 2019, I started off my journey with the very first company that came on campus. It was EdTech company and not FitTech, and it was called Jaru Education. Yeah. So I got in. I was among the very first students from KIIT from the batch of 2020 who got uh, a selection, like maybe performance-based PPO from some in some company which was Jaru Education. But I did not go through because that was the first company, and obviously anyone from KIT wanted to try more. So I I sat for the other company, and then so I worked in there as an intern for 2 months, and like in that period, between that period, there were many companies which are day zero companies which were coming in. But I was very sure because as I said, this business track is a very vast track. So I was very sure that I did not want to go for tech companies, or maybe the complete uh, computer science companies which were related, or anywhere and everywhere related to coding as only. So this was my mind, like from day one since I started preparing. So after that, I I was checking that very good company. I did not move anywhere else, and I completed my internship. And then after 1 week of training into the second phase, I got this PPO, and I only started one other company, and which makes it three. That's it. So other companies which I was going for in coding, I actually was going without my, like, I did not want to go. I just went there because my parents forced me to set for placement because the companies was coming in and I wasn't setting for any placement. So yeah, but then I was very sure, like this thing was in mind that I wanted the job in this very company itself. And now here I am, like
I'm
uh,
absolutely
handling a team of 16 people.
wow, that's a great news. 15, 16 people in your very first year of, I mean, a full-time work. Thing is that
Mhm.
you actually resisted the temptation to, let's try our luck in all those other day zero companies. So
Yeah.
this is really remarkable. Like other people are like, क्या पता होगा नहीं
No, no.
होगा, बैकअप रहना चाहिए, second chance, third chance, fourth chance.
Mhm.
हाँ मन मेरा मतवाला उड़े उड़े जाए. None of those feelings.
For me, it was like I did not want to work for coding companies because I can work for it, but it was very monotonous for me. Other people can have other choices, and people also used to say that you have a very good CGPA. 9.4 is a big thing to get, and you can get a job into any companies related to coding. But I was sure that I wanted a job related to business where I can use my technical skills as well and analytical skills as well and everything. And like my options are open. They were open and I kept it open.
Which kind of a company do you work for?
I work for a fintech company, software as a services, and it's a very reputed company as Cash Khan said. And I have been an intern in that very same company for almost an year now, or maybe over an year. And now I am a full-time employee, and it's been an amazing journey as well.
Full-time employee, that's the dream of many people. Like, humko banna hai naukar. And when they get that offer letter, that is when they feel half of their life is set. Is that so? Does an offer letter end the journey? Is it the end of the journey with an offer letter, with a placement?
Or maybe the start of a journey, like end of a decade and start of a journey, maybe.
And the thing is that once you enter this domain, what are the various tracks that you can aspire to join? What are the internships? What are the positions after the internships that you can actually gain or win?
Yeah. So the very first one which I would like to throw a light on is cybersecurity, because cyber crime is at high and it's there to stay for now. Like you cannot just get rid of cybersecurity, and there is a vast need of security professionals out there. So yeah, and payments, money, you cannot just get away from not hiring people into security domain if you're talking about money, because that's the most important thing, right? So yeah, cybersecurity is one big domain to be like selected for or opt into if you are interested in one such thing. And then there's analyst. So analyst can be of two kinds again. One can be business analyst, and then there can be quantitative analyst. Okay, so the work is more or less same, you can say. Like if you are an analyst, then yeah, in these industries the work can be more or less same. And yeah, so as the circuit, this particular sector, which is finance sector, is growing and emerging, and more specialized like analysts are needed for to build strategies and interpret big data. Again, like it's not like if you're not from a computer science background, you cannot go for this sector. It's a big no to that particular fact. And yeah, so the job of a business analyst, it is to maximize growth by minimizing the risk. You have to
So
take
are
care of
you in
risk as well.
either, did you do any
And
either of these internships, like analyst or cybersecurity position? Was this one of your roles?
um, I, so the internships into the sector is actually like a very you can say you will learn many different things, because it will be a vast like it will be a boundary, or you can say an umbrella of business internship. You will learn you will learn communication, you will learn business analysts, what do analysts do in on their daily jobs. And then you'll also learn how to configure different types of system in their industries, and all these things which are very common actually. Like it's not like if you're learning things of one industry, you cannot that cannot be used in another industry. No, that's not the
Okay,
thing.
great. So your company actually trained you in these skills. Did you have to have some skills
Correct.
before you entered this company? Did they ask for certain skills to be present already?
No, actually that's the beauty of this particular stream, I guess. Like if you are entering into like if you're talking about cybersecurity or this AI thing, machine learning, then yes, absolutely you should be a good coder. At least you should have that particular level of understanding to get those things what will be taught in those trainings. But talking about this business internship, you need good communication skills, like at least nominal level of communication skills, if not like perfectly fine. And then you will be needing some kind of analytical skills as well. Like your brain should be out there, present out there almost all the time, which can be learned. Like all these things are very easy to grasp.
If I go in without communication skills or any technical
Hmm.
skills, will these companies
Yeah.
accept me and train me, or do I need to show anything of this is my validation, like this is why you should hire me? What do I need to show them before I enter these companies?
Um, Actually, like if you, I won't expect anyone to be very bad at communication. They can be like me as well. Like I'm just fine. Like maybe just above that borderline of worse.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
can see
like
that
if
from your
you are
fluency, from your pronunciation, and from the expanse of vocabulary, you are just above average. Perfectly. I am totally aware of that. No. Listen, like, what is the selection process? How do I actually enter this
Mhm.
industry?
Yeah, so basic, like if you are from any colleges in Bhubaneswar or outside Bhubaneswar, that doesn't matter. Uh, if you know how to solve basic maths problem in a particular frame of time, you cannot just go beyond that. That's what indicates your abilities to solve different problems in analyst roles. And then you should be like, there can be some kind of interviews which will majorly focus on your um, again skills that will talk about like problem solving skills, yeah, and some kind of guesstimate analysis as well. So guesstimate analysis you will be learning it. I guess there might be videos on Cash Khan's channel as well on this. If not, he will be putting them up. Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is the recruitment process. Once I become an intern, what skills do I need to show? What capabilities do I need to display in order to become a full-time employee, to get a PPO?
You're asking this question in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic
Yeah, yeah.
crisis.
Mm. If
Yeah.
someone can
So
get through now, then it will be like easy life
correct.
forever. Like, this is the
Hmm.
worst. This is the
Totally
worst.
agree. Totally correct. Totally agree. So be present. Just like focus on what they teach, what they train you on. And if they're training on 100, like if they're training you on 100% of thing, just grasp and maybe call out all the things that you've learned, maybe 50%, if even that will do. Like if, and you will be having some kind of weekly or monthly like you might have to show what you have learned, nothing out of the box, just what you've learned, just show that as well. And it will be a very you can say developing process for you. Absolutely it will be, like I'm very much sure about this. And there are profiles like marketing, sales, and all these things as well, which you will be using in any other company for that matters, not just fintech. So if you are getting through, like well and good. Even if you're not getting through, then it will be very, very beneficial for any other companies for that matter. Yeah.
Which companies? Like, what kind of other companies can I work for with using this skill set? Day
Any
one
company which are
companies like
related to
mass recruiters.
absolutely,
Is this skill set
absolutely.
useful for? Okay. Can I join
Yeah. Like I
consultancies?
correct. I have known people who were a part of the internship in some company, and then they were very like sad, or maybe they were mourning actually for not getting through into the other phase of the internship. But then after a month or so, I got a message from those same people telling me that I got into this XYZ company, and that XYZ company was maybe Deloitte or ZS Associates. So all these consulting companies as well, which actually look for business analyst and consulting, so functional consulting, technical consulting, and any sort of consulting.
Is the money same in all these positions, or like the it's better with you and
If we talk about company to company, yeah. So if we talk about company to company, then it's just like maybe the graph goes not very exponentially high, but it's just like this. So if somewhere it is at 100, and and at other place it will be 90 or 95, which will if like after, if you see maybe after 5 years, then I can say it will be same for all of you guys if you are at the same position,
again,
same post.
if the money is the same, do you need to do the same amount of work in all these places, or does your sector, the fintech sector, that has a little bit,
Mhm.
I mean, more work to do?
Yeah, because it's emerging, so I can say it has a little bit more work, and the work varies as well. Because let's talk about maybe small schools or small uh, Grameen bank or any kind of banks which are coming in, like which are just entering the market, or maybe schools. So they all are using fintech products. So they also want all these services to be used in their sector, because now even the small petrol shop owner, or you can talk about vegetable vendors, they all are using UPIs. The kids, 5-year kids, they know what UPI is. So yeah,
I mean,
fintech is an emerging. It's an
maybe
exponentially
kids around
grows.
you know what UPI is. My kids
Hmm.
who are grown up, they can't expand UPI. They can't say unified payments interface. They don't know that. And
Gone.
I said, What do you mean by fintech? Like, what exactly that does fintech do?
Yeah, so I would first like to break this terminology fintech into two different words, which one of which will be financial and the other one will be technology. Okay, so everything that has to do with financial, like finance and technology. So you can say it is a kind of a crossover between these two words, and that's why from there the word terminology fintech comes in. And so anything that offers services, technological advancement, or any kind of innovation to the financial industry or services is for fintech. That's the work of fintech industries. So any company that uses internet, cloud, big data, or any like mobile devices, so anything of that sort, for the betterment of financial services, like is a basic word of fintech industries.
Okay, in the fintech industries, what does that mean? Who are the major players there? What are the big names in
Mhm.
that sector?
So let's just go a little bit back and maybe like take a step back and try to understand what we know about or what the general public know about fintech. So we have heard of PayPal, we have heard of Paytm, we have heard of UPI, we have heard of Google Pay and everything of that sort. Okay, but that's not the complete fintech thing. So that's just the beginning. Maybe just the boundary covering all the fintech industries. Major players, I just name few of them, and then there is Ant Financial. Ant Financial, you might be knowing something or the like, or maybe more than something about Alibaba Group. So yeah, Ant Financial is a world's leading third party this thing payment, or maybe you can say payment platform, which uses like many different industries, many different companies uses the Ant Financial for their services. As well as we can also talk about ADN. ADN is being used by Uber, by Zomato, by Lawrence, every day almost, like Mintra and all. So they uses ADN. And also I would not like to I won't go into the depth of Google, which will talk about 10 to top 10 to 20 big players in the industry. But yeah, if you want that list, you can also Google www.fintechweekly.com, and you'll get all the different fintech industries or the players which are in like the word out there waiting for you.
Okay, it's like after you go to phone pay, Paytm, PayPal, Google
Mhm.
Pay, etc., the second level is your domain. That is your sector, right?
So actually, yeah. So there are two sectors, like in any with the business sector, there are two different sectors which can be majorly categorized into. One is B2B, which is business to business, which we the like normal people are not very much aware of the work that they do, or maybe the big names in there. And then there comes B2C, which is business to consumers, us. How the different products and services that we use. So we use all these PayPal, UPI, and all these things. So we are very well aware of these services. But when we talk about fintech in B2B words, that's a complete different, you can say, spectrum altogether. Yeah.
Right. So in order to
One
get
big
in,
name is Razorpay as well.
oh, Razor Pay, of course,
Razorpay.
yeah. That has
Yeah.
like real, I mean, that's a story worth reading, how Razor Pay started up and how it got running, etc. Fantastic story.
Correct.
It was a nice thing to know about fintech and the various skills required to get into fintech, the various roads leading out of fintech towards,
Other
other
industries.
positions in consultancy and mass recruiters. It is really enlightening. So you are the big fish in a small pond guy compared to being a small fish in a big pond.
I was a I was a big fish in a small pond. Yeah, I can say like.
I was hoping for you to say that I want to be a big fish in a big pond, but anyway, so you're settling for a small pond, no problem. The pond is getting larger and larger by the minute
Yeah, options are open.
as
That's why I said options are open.
it's a private sector. Like you don't stay with one thing forever and ever and
Hmm.
ever, and you move on
Yeah.
wherever there are opportunities and whoever invites you with a bigger bait. So let us see how this thing works out. My best wishes to you, your juniors,
Thank you.
and your seniors everywhere in all the tracks and branches. I'll see you on the other side of the pandemic when you guys come back to take your degrees and certificates and other stuff from the hostel. Thank you,
Hope
Faizan,
for a
and
good convocation at least.
thanks for.
Thank you so much.